Heidi coming to you from Auckland, and I just wanted to welcome you onto this webinar. And we're all in our second week now of the 90-day game plan, so it's still all about connecting and prospecting with people. But what do we do next week? So we've got our prospects, we've made our connections, they're interested. What now? And I can tell you from experience that I've built my business as a busy mom working full time on the power of launch parties. So I was having Suzanne Skillen on here, but we're having technical difficulties. So I've got her on the phone here, and I'm just gonna, Suzanne came and did quite a few launch parties for me when I first started. She really got them off the ground, and she has heaps of experience in explaining to you why launch parties are so powerful. So hi, Suzanne.
Hi Heidi. Hi everybody.
So Suzanne, can you tell everybody, your story in regards to you and Paul and how launch parties really turned your business around?
Okay, love to. So the very first year that Paul and I were in Genex, it took us actually a whole year to go 1 star. And people, think that we went very, very fast. And in fact, we didn't. And with all our experience, it was slow for us because we were concentrating on the products, loving the products, sharing the products, but not sharing them enough, doing lots and lots of one-on-ones, which was also incredibly tiring. And then 2 things happened for us that changed our business. One was the President's Pack was introduced to Australia, and that really turned a light bulb on. It's like, why aren't we sharing this with people? People can actually get money in their pockets very quickly, and they get the results of the product. The product speaks for themselves, but once they recognize that they're going to be paid as well, people won't leave you, because unfortunately, as Paul always says, people will do a lot more for money than they will for their health. So that was our first light bulb moment. The second was to start to do launch parties, and we'd never done them. We'd heard about them in America. We hadn't done them. They always sounded a little bit too rah-rah and a bit strange, having a launch party. But we decided we'd do one as an information evening, and that's how we began. We began doing these little information nights at home, explaining what we were doing, why Genex, why we love the products, and giving people an opportunity to test them, talk about them, ask us questions in a completely relaxed atmosphere. Because when it's in your home, you don't feel, oh, I've got to do something here, or I'm trapped. People are just relaxed. So then I've kind of put a little module together, and I've become the queen of the home party things in Australia and New Zealand, because I love them so much. And in the beginning, we were doing in-homes on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, and every Sunday afternoon as well. And we did that continuously for quite a long time. And the in-homes we did weren't always in our home. They were also going to other people's homes and doing them. And that's why Heidi saw me quite a lot. And quite a lot of other people on the call know that I've been to a lot of in-homes and supported people when they begin. So I do have a kind of formula, which I'd love to share with everybody, if that's okay. And Heidi, jump in if you want to add anything as well, because in case I forget things. But because Heidi is also a queen of home parties. We've got a great story about her home parties. So the main thing is obviously to send a good invitation. And Heidi, you use, I don't know who you use, but I use Red Stamp, which you can download from the App Store, or PicMonkey, www.picmonkey, which is spelled PICMONKEY.com. And in there's a lot of pictures. And look, if I can do it, anybody can, because I'm not really IT very savvy, but I've created some really nice, simple invitations. And I always invite through Facebook, but obviously not putting on the address, putting in the area. And I started doing U+2 as the entry point, so that somebody comes with, they come by themselves and bring 2 people. So already you're starting the U+2, which is obviously going to be talked about a lot on your Genex journey. And then the date and the time and the area. Because if it's Northern Beaches, I just put Northern Beaches. If it's Eastern Suburbs, Eastern Suburbs. If Canberra, Canberra. And then RSVP. and I didn't set my email address. And then I always send out a reminder 2 days before, just to remind people. So the main thing with an in-home, which I found, is do a lot of preparation so you feel really well prepared. And on the day, be very flexible, because you never know what's going to happen. You might think 30 people are coming and 3 people come. And that's just what happens with in-homes. You just don't know what's really going to happen on the day. You might think, okay, everybody that's coming tonight needs to lose weight, and suddenly a whole load of crossfitters walk into your house. So you have to be flexible. So for preparation, I always tell our 30-second story and why we love Genex, about our journey. And I'm sure most of you have got that. And then I also prepare my other testimonials. So I'll have somebody with their 30-second story for weight loss, an athlete story, and an energy and performance story, and also wealth creation story. So I'll ask other people if they'll come and do that. And I rehearsed it with them. So I know it's 30 seconds. Because remember, people are coming to your house. They don't want to be talked at. They're curious what's in it for them. That's why they're there. And it's never about you. They'll be thinking, oh, wow, she's lost weight. I need to lose weight. Or, well, he's put on all that muscle. I need to put on muscle. So they're always, in their minds, they're thinking about how this can relate to their world. So it's good to have all the different testimonials. And choose a video to show on the day. And again, be flexible, because it might be a different video. And the great thing is now we have some fabulous ones. We're building up a library of Australian ones. And I love that. And there's one that's very generic, just been launched. Heidi is actually the star in that one. I'm an extra, and it's excellent. I'm really proud to show that. It's a great production. It looks great, and it tells the story of Genex in so many ways, and even on a subliminal level, on what you can do with Genex. So choose your video, and if you don't, just use that one. If you haven't got an athlete, or Are You Toxic, or any of those, aren't the ones you want to use. And then get your tools organized. Get some sign-up sheets printed out, and product price lists, because people want to know what they're going to get. From the ISA News, they're wonderful, those magazines, and a product demonstration kit of a president's pack, and have that somewhere close to where you're standing to talk. Organize your chairs, so in 2 weeks you'll know who's coming and who's not. And as I said, it might not be everybody, but just be ready, so that if you've got 15 RSVPs, have 15 chairs. Choose some music as well, just like you would if you're having a party. I love salsa music because it creates a nice atmosphere. But any lovely background music, so when people walk into your house, it feels welcoming. And also get your samples. So ISA Delight, Slim Cakes, Want More Energy. Get them all organised and plan to have some as well, because I've been to some in-homes when they didn't actually have any product, which was a bit of a disaster. Okay, so that's all your preparation. I'm going through this quite fast. I hope you're getting it all. And on the day, your setup is to get your glasses, your jugs to Want More Energy. Now, I was actually gifted a really beautiful dispenser, a juice dispenser, and they're everywhere now. You can get them online. I'm sure you've seen them at like Wheel and Barrow, all these shops. It's really good, because then you don't have to go back and keep making jugs of Want More Energy. If you've got the juice dispenser, it holds a lot. So I'd really recommend one of those. I found that that's made my life a lot easier at in-homes, because then I'm not constantly going back to create more jugs of Want More Energy. And it looks attractive, really attractive. If you actually float some sliced oranges, lemons, some mint on the top, just make it look good. Get some white platters or wooden boards and cut up your bars and slice them thinly, because you want to create something that's duplicatable. And a lot of people, they're coming and they might go, well, this is okay for her, but I can't afford to give away a lot of product. I've only just started. I'm not going to do an in-home because this scares me. So that's one of the mistakes I made at the beginning. I did all kinds of odd things. I served champagne, and can you believe it? That was not duplicatable. And yes, it's a party, but it was a ridiculous thing to do. I also served cut up celery sticks, hummus, carrots, made all kinds of dips. And again, it's not duplicatable, and it's not isogenics. Those aren't isogenics products. So I'd keep it really simple. Once I started doing that, this format seemed to really work. My little saying to myself is keep it simple, Suzanne, and have fun with it. Like you do when you have a party, when people come to your house. Make it fun. People want to come to your house. You want to put people together when they come and that they enjoy themselves. I really recommend not making shakes. And the reason for that is if somebody is very acidic and they test a shake, they won't like the taste at the beginning. And I'm sure many of you have had this. Somebody maybe who smokes a lot or drinks a lot of wine or coffee, when they first taste our shakes, they find that it doesn't taste good. However, within only a few days, obviously their body becomes more alkaline and they love the taste of the shake. But just that first initial taste can be off-putting, and you certainly don't want somebody going, oh, yuck, that's disgusting, when you're tasting things. Everybody should be saying, wow, this is delicious, because our products are delicious. So I would really keep away from the shakes, and that really is from my experience. I'm telling you the good things and the bad things that have happened when I've done in-homes. Create that atmosphere, as I said, music. I like to get a bunch of flowers. Doesn't cost much money, but just some nice flowers, and also make sure your house is clean as well. So if somebody goes to the bathroom, it's a clean bathroom. I have been known to have to clean a bathroom before all the guests arrive. So I just check on that. It's just the same as if you were having a party at home. And when you come to your actual presentation, keep it really simple again. And rather than sit in front of people, I like to mix people up. And if it's a small group, just stay sitting on the sofas. You don't even have to stand. If it's a larger group of people, you can just stand up next to the president's pack, so you can actually be there next to the television, so you can put the video on. And try to make it as informal as possible, so it's not a you and them situation. They're sitting down, you're standing up, almost like a lecture, because it should really be a friendly, relaxed, unthreatening environment where people can talk to each other and have a good time. So, the other thing I forgot is, as people come into your house, greet people and immediately, like you would at a party, you give them a drink. Give them a drink. Give them a glass of you'll want more energy. And then if you've got somebody who's a little bit nervous of talking or doesn't want to do testimonials, but wants to see what you're doing, ask them if they'll hand around the platters. So they've got a job. So again, that's easier for the hostess too. She doesn't have to worry. Do people have some food? Are they having men's drinks? Someone else is taking care of that. And then put people together. So if you've got a hairdresser coming in and a friend of yours is a hairdresser, introduce them just like you would if you were at a party. If a CrossFitter comes in, you're going to obviously say, wow, you have so much in common with this other person who's a CrossFitter or a gym junkie or an addict of the gym. So put them all together. And just, again, it's finding like-minded people and asking people questions. Ask those enrolling questions. When you first stand up, just say, wow, thank you so much for coming to my house. I really appreciate this. Paul and I really wanted to share what we've been doing for the last few years with you, or whatever, even if it's the last week. For the last week, I'm really excited to explain a little bit about this incredible company. And then just ask, how many of you have heard about these products? And how many of you would love to be incredibly healthy for the rest of your life? And how many know that there's also a payment plan and you're rewarded by Genex? And just ask questions, but without feeling scripted. Let it come from your heart, rather than, if you feel scripted or if you're reading notes, it's going to feel really awkward and you're not going to be at ease. Acknowledge them for coming to your house. And also tell them it's going to be 45 minutes. If you put that on the invitation, it's 45 minutes, and you start always on time. So if you've said that you've invited people to come to your house for 7 o'clock, for 7:30 start, make sure that you start dead on 7:30. It doesn't matter if somebody comes up to you and says, that my auntie's on her way, she's bringing 5 people, they're stuck in traffic. It's like, well, we're going to start because of the people that are there already. Obviously, if it's only the auntie and those people, you're not going to start, you'll wait for them. But if you've got people in your home, they've taken the time to be there on time, who knows what they've done? They've probably had to organise a babysitter, they've asked their husband to look after the kids, or their wife to look after the kids. So just being conscious of time. It's not going to take longer than 45 minutes. I do ask people to turn their phones off, because, or else to put them on vibrate if they really need to be in contact with their families during that 45 minutes. Point out where the bathrooms are, and then thank them for coming. So you're building a relationship as at the beginning. And then we like to put on a video about Isagenix. Now, we've been to some homes where they don't have a video or they don't have a television set, and that's okay. Just then talk about the company. Have a few points about the company, about Jim and Kathy, Eric, John Anderson, and just have a few success points that you can talk about, and be ready for that. In your mind, be ready. Maybe the video breaks down. Just have that knowledge, and it's important anyway for you, for your own belief, to have that knowledge. And then I'll talk about the products, and normally I just talk about the 5 pillars of health, and I'll pick them up, talk about them, and again, not go into a lot of details. Before, I used to sound like a scientist. I learned everything about Isagenix, and I can talk to you about the shake if you wanted for an hour. Oh, how boring. I'm sure none of you want that. I needed that knowledge, and I'm sure a lot of you on the call love having that knowledge, but this isn't the time to share that. Just a few points that you love about the products. And again, you won't need a script, because if you love them, you'll remember them. So Happy Cows, under natured whey protein, made in New Zealand, but it's got live digestive enzymes, that you mix it with water and it becomes a live food. I love those points. They just pop out as I'm talking to you now, because those are the things I really, really love about the shake. To find the things from each of those 5 pillars of health that you love talking about, that hit your heart when you're talking to people about Isagenix. Then I always get up the testimonials. I'll ask people to say, well, you've had enough from me. I'd love for you to hear from some other people in the room. And then I'll point out the people and they'll do their testimonials. So talk about weight loss, as I said, energy and performance, because by doing this, you're also showing that this is not just a weight loss company. We have so many things that we can offer people. We have a solution for everything. And that's why it's also important and absolutely essential you talk about the business. I've been in homes where people go, I'm too embarrassed to talk about the business. And it's, why are you embarrassed to talk about this amazing business? You wouldn't be embarrassed to tell somebody to go to a great restaurant, where they're going to have to spend some money going to that restaurant, or embarrassed to tell somebody about a fantastic movie you've just seen. They would actually have to buy the movie ticket to go and see it. So why? I'd be embarrassed about something that has the potential to really change their lives. So you absolutely, it's a must to talk about the business. I actually talk about the business in a jokey way. I actually say, I'm going to tell you about my favorite product, which is product M. And people look at me as though, what's that? And I'll just say, product money. Because as equally exciting and transformational as these products are, the business is so incredible. And I absolutely have to talk to you about this. Then I explain the compensation plan, but only go U+2 as far as that. Just explaining in a really easy way, and you can even get somebody up out if you've got a lot of people. You can get somebody to come up and draw it out, or you can even stand up, somebody to stand up, say, okay, Heidi, stand up, choose 2 people, and then get those 2 people to choose those 2 people, so people can actually see how quickly they can develop a business or just get their products for free. So you're giving them that opportunity, and it's essential that you do that. And referral networking. This is referral networking that we do. So I do talk about restaurants, books, movies, and I always say, I love movies. I'm a big movie goer. I recommend movies all the time, and Hoyt never pays me. However, Genex pays me, which is so wonderful, and it's completely changed my life, so much so that this is what we do full time, and just telling our story. So anybody that's on the call, the main thing is to always be honest. So if you've only just begun with Genex, you've been with it a week and you've decided you want an in-home, tell your story and just say, I've only been in this for 1 week, and then tell what's happened to you in that week and how you're feeling. And then your testimonials are so good because they give your story credibility too, because suddenly you're seeing other people with great results. Handouts, enrollment forms, the U+2, and the product price list. And then I point out people who can help you if you've got any questions, and that you talk to them for more information. I invite people to stay and have some more to drink, to taste other things, and that I'm there for questions and just to enjoy themselves for the rest of the evening. So that's the end, basically. It's really quick. One thing I've noticed over time doing in-homes, that what can tend to happen, particularly if you've asked other people to come and help you from other groups, which is how we started. We almost had a room full of other leaders and other people with us. What could tend to happen is that everybody then, those leaders or those people don't talk to each other. So remember, this is about the new people in the room. They are number one. It's important to talk to them, to find out when they leave your house, they have all the information that they need. And they might not sign up on the night. They might want to go away and think about it. And you can ask them to completely understand, and what is it you'd like to know more about? I can send you some links. And how about if I call you tomorrow, when you've thought about it a little bit more, and if you have any questions, just jot them down between now and when I speak to you, and let's have a chat then. And organize a time. Make sure they know you're busy. So if you're saying, how about if I speak to you tomorrow, I am free between whatever times, does that suit you? And just work out a time to show that you're busy, that you don't have the whole day and you're not just at their disposal for one whole day, because that looks like you're not doing anything. That it's really, really important that they sign up, because the main thing is not to put pressure on them or on you. And I'm sure many of you have been to something where you feel pressurized, and there's nothing worse. You can actually feel it. You can feel people wanting to get you. They want you to buy now. They're putting all this pressure on you. And I know personally it gets my back up. It's like, oh no, I'm not going there. So just being really friendly and giving them the opportunity to ask you lots of questions and continue the discussion with them. It might be that you don't get 100% enrollment, but who knows? I hope you all do. But I'm going to pass this back to Heidi, because we actually have an amazing story of when Heidi first started doing in-home. Heidi, do you remember?
I do. How could I forget? Yeah, so...
You called me, I think it was in October, wasn't it? And in tears, and told me they didn't work. Do you remember?
Yeah. I had many times that I called you in tears, Suzanne, let's be honest. But
I love you, Heidi.
I just, before I tell my story, I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm so grateful for you coming on this call. And I know we've had technical difficulties, and I was looking forward to seeing your beautiful face. But, you've definitely brought so much information to this webinar. And I just thank you for taking out time of a very busy week. Your daughter's getting married soon, very soon, 6 days.
5 more sleeps.
5 more sleeps. So, you have so much to organize. So I will let you go, and I just want to thank you on behalf of everyone in Isagenix. #OneTeam. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And just one final word: if you're on this call and you're still hesitating, don't hesitate. Do an in-home. You will be surprised how simple they are and how much fun you'll have. Relax with it, have fun, and it's so much easier than doing one-on-one calls all the time. And I wish you all massive, massive success. And I can't wait to see you all soon. Next time, I'll be able to see all your faces. Bye.
Thanks, Suzanne. Bye. So yeah, Suzanne pretty much summed everything up, and we're going into launch party week next week. So you need to be getting your invites out. So this is my story with launch parties. I had a very small house, and I hear this all the time. I don't have the right house for this. I don't have the right apartment for this. I live in a 2-bedroom unit. I live in a 1-bedroom unit. I live in a studio apartment. It really doesn't matter. This was my townhouse that I lived in. It was very small. I had 2 small children. It was cluttered with toys. It was cluttered with stuff. But, you know, it didn't matter. And, you know, David Wood says there's no story, no problem. You know, people were in my kitchen at the back there. They were up my staircase. It didn't matter. And, you know, they're my little children and all their toys were everywhere. But people were actually coming to hear my story, and my house was my story. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you live. Just do it. Invite your friends. Have them over. I had a launch party and no one turned up. I've had several of those. And then I've had a launch party where lots of people turn up. But I think the thing is that I've stayed consistent. I upgraded, I branded my launch parties, and they were called Motivate Me Monday. I ran them every single Monday, whether people turned up or not. And eventually I had to hire a community center because I did outgrow my townhouse. So this is us at one of our Motivate Me Mondays. And, you know, it kept growing and growing as I stood consistent, and I kept going and going and going. And you know, as Suzanne said, I rang her so many times crying, saying this isn't working. No one's turning up. I'm not getting any prospects. And, you know, I went through this whole I can't do it phase. But, you know, she picked me up. She told me this is the way forward. And, you know, I was just following the leader. I upgraded, and we got a new house. So I had a bigger house to hold the launch parties. And my first launch party here, we had over 75 people. You know, everyone was coming to hear about Motivate Me Monday. So we outgrew that very quickly. And this is where I'll leave it, is build it and they will come. We had over 150 people to this launch party that we had to hold in a conference center in DYRSL. So the moral of the story is that, you know, although I pulled this crowd once, it doesn't mean I do it consistently, although I consistently do launch parties. So they grew because I was consistent. I was persistent. I was authentic. I started in my townhouse. I ended in my house, and then we grew further and further. I promoted the events every single week. I had my team involved in them. Come on, guys, bring 2 people. I duplicated what I was doing. So why do they work? Okay, you leverage your time for starters. I was already working 56 hours a week. I didn't have time to speak to 10 people for 1 hour, but I did have 1 hour a week where I could invite 10 people. So I was leveraging my time. When you bring someone to your house that you know, there is a trust there and a connection. They feel more at home. You create excitement. You've got 10 people in the room. We're all excited. You've got team members there telling their story. They're so passionate about the products. They're causing excitement. You also cause urgency to enroll, because other people are enrolling too. And they say, well, hell, she's going to lose 5 kilos in 30 days. I'm going to get on board as well. And you've got the testimonials. So you've got story after story after story. It's not just your story now. They're hearing how these products are impacting other people's lives. It really pulls your team together. So you're asking your team for help. They're feeling needed. They're feeling included. So what do you need? You need a friend to invite, a space to hold it, a voice, the products out, something to write on, a team member or two to share their stories, and some sample products. You need enrollment forms out. So here's my formula, and Suzanne went through this. Invite, create ambience, present your opportunity, both products and business, enroll, say goodbye. It's so simple, guys. It's 5 simple steps. So an invite, and Suzanne used PicMonkey or Red Stamp. I use PicLab, invite on Facebook and post it, promote your event, but also pick up the phone and call a friend or text a friend or Facebook a friend. And it's really important to follow up. Make sure those people that said, yes, I'm going to come, are coming. Create your environment. And Suzanne said this, you need to clean your space. And I've been to launch parties as well where the place is not clean. It doesn't have to be pristine. It just has to be clean and tidy and somewhere that people feel comfortable to sit. Clean yourself as well. I've also come to launch parties where people are, turning up, hosting these events, and they're physically dirty in their appearance. So make sure you're just looking clean and respectable. You don't have to have your best Sunday gear on. You don't have to have your heels on, but just make sure you're looking clean and presentable. I like to put music on, an upbeat music when people come in and they're feeling, upbeat themselves. I often have some candles or some incense burning. The catering is simple. It's want more energy and some bars cut up, ice of delights, nothing else. Nothing else is duplicatable. Be present, not on your phone, not checking Facebook messages, not, put your phone away. Greet people, be happy, be welcoming, and do introductions so everyone knows everyone before you start. You then do your presentation, and there's lots of different ways to do it. Suzanne just sits there with the products. She puts a movie on. That's something that's really duplicatable. Anybody can put a movie on, and anybody can show how the 30-day system works. I welcome people. I tell people why they're here. I tell my story. There's a reason why I tell my story after I ask why they're there. Because if people are there just to hear how they can get healthy, I'm going to use my 30-second story about losing 27 kilos. But if people are there to hear about the business opportunity, obviously my story is going to mold around my business. I share the products. I go through cleansing, nutrition, and stress ionics and tablets. I insert product testimonials here. I then draw out the business you +2, them +2, and ask, and if more questions come about the business, I go further into cycles. I insert business testimonials after this. Then I return to why and my vision. So I sum the whole evening up, why I do what I do. I then enroll, show them what they get. It's not just the products in that box. What else are they getting? They're getting a website. They're getting the support. Really make them see the value inside that box. So have your enrollment sheets out. Make sure that all their questions are answered. Deliver the vision of the company to create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Free people from physical and financial pain. Get that message across to your viewers. Have 100% belief and cover any objections that may come up, and follow up within 48 hours. So give them an option. Like, you don't have to sign here. Like, relieve that stress. We don't want people coming in thinking they have to buy something. Just make sure you're following up within 48 hours. You then say goodbye and you head to bed. And, I've had many launch parties where people want to hang around till 11 o'clock at night. And that's not on. You need to work your business, not have your business work you. So thank everyone for coming, and finish up between 9 and 10 and get to bed, because you're leveraging your time. You don't want to damage it. So stats about launch parties is that people are rude and they don't turn up. There's a 50% dropout rate from people who say they are coming. You definitely need your team to support you. I hold one launch party still most weeks, and within my team, I would envisage at least one per week night. You don't need to be a leader to hold one. A personal approach is what works best. You're likely to have a launch party when nobody turns up. You are likely to have a launch party when no one turns up. You are unlikely to have a launch party where everyone turns up. So, if you want to know more, you're all invited to a launch party of mine. just stop sharing this screen. If I can. Here I am. So I hope that that's given you some inspiration to go off and this week plan a date for next week's launch party. And you should be doing this with your team members. So maybe pick one on your left sales team and one on your right sales team, and together have 3 launch parties. Each hold one. Each go and support each other in doing it. Each help with the invites. Maybe someone's really arty. They can do the invites, change the dates and the areas. The other person can help with the catering and the setup, and one other person can help choose the movies and really promote your event. So work together as a team. And that's what this is all about. It's about collaboration and sharing and one team. So again, I'm not going to take up any more of your time because you need to be out there doing your IPA, and you've got lots of invites to be had. So go out there and make this happen. Launch parties have totally built my business, being a busy mum. Suzanne Skillen, thank you again. I can't thank you enough for taking up the time. I know your daughter is getting married at the end of this week, so you must be extremely busy organizing a wedding, and you still made the time to contribute. So it just goes to show you that this company comes from the heart, and all the leaders as well. Thank you so much, everybody, and I want to see all your pictures of your 90-day game plans coming up on the feed. Mwah! Bye.